Hi guys, I hope you're good since the last video. So in this video we're going to use Shopify API to create articles on the real website. We're going to use the backend of Checker Houses and we're going to use agents, LLMs locally running on our computer. What is interesting is a real case scenario, and you can be coding in Go, Java, JavaScript. You just use the backend that you want. Here we're going to use Python, and we're going to start first by talking about the architecture. So let's jump into it. Architecture, we have Shopify, new product created there. So the new product is created, we're going to get the latest product information, the title, the description. So in the middle we have the LLM API app with LangChain agents, getting those product information. It's an extended diagram, so there are also creation of social media posts, but we're not going to show it in this video, just to give you a broad view of it, the tools, the different internal and external LLMs. We're going to use Groq. We're going to use 3 different models in Groq. I'll explain you why we do that later on. So external LLMs and internal ones. The Vision LLM, I'm not going to use it, but it's good that you see that you can use it also for the image of the article. Let's zoom in now the tools, different components, sequential workflow of the agents with the tools, and then we have the file system. So the first agent is going to fetch the product information and save it into a file. That file is going to be used by the internet search agent. So it has a context to search through the internet. It's going to also output a file. In the meantime, we have the agent which is going to be formatting the image, creating an alt description of the image. Then here we have another agent creating the outline of the article, saving it into a file. Those are text files, but after we're going to just use markdown files. There's a lot of arrows, so just tell to yourself that the internet search on the product's information are going to be used by the next agents to have a context. Just add in this arrow very quickly. Here we go. And we have here an ADA article creator. This agent is going to create it using an output in HTML. So the HTML output is going to be saved into the markdown file. I use markdown file because the agent LLMs, they understand the structure of it. See, the output is better after. And here we have another agent posting the article. After there are several different reports that are created. This is for the extended application if you want to use it for the social media posts. For example, here, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Reddit, Pinterest, Facebook. Okay, and after that, the article is going to be published on the website, which is here. So that's good. Now you have an overview of the architecture. Remember it. I'm going to add this extra Shopify app setup. So in your backend in Shopify, you go into the apps and sales, channels, and after you create the application. Creating an app generates access tokens that provide API access. So we're going to allow this app. After we're going to create this application, and we're going to configure the admin API scopes. So let's choose the application scopes, analytics. So list privilege, we just use the one that we need, nothing else. Let's go over what we have selected. So publications, we want to read access to it. All the products, we want to have a read access. Product listing as well. The product feed, also we're going to have a read access to it. So that we don't need to come back here and do another key if we want to extend the application. This is important, this one. Read and write access for the online pages. And here the files for the images. We need to upload an image and to use it also. So read and write for it. So we have 10 selected scopes. Different tabs, overview, you can add the description to your app. So you set up this app, you set up the API credentials. So we install the app and we reveal the access token. So this is another step. Installing gives this app access to the data of the backend of Shaker Houses. So all the different products created, we will be able to fetch those products through the API endpoint. We install it. And after that, we're going to get the admin API access token, which is going to be using the scopes that you have selected. So to protect your data, you only be able to reveal it once, and you save it as an environment variable. So after this little bonus, let's go and start LangFuse, because we're going to be using LangFuse. You've seen in the previous tutorials, I told you that I'm going to use it sometimes to trace all the application, the LLMs, different calls. And you see how cool it is. I'll show you it later on. Let's start also LMStudio. So for LangFuse, just use the Docker Compose one. It's easy to install, and Postgres is already incorporated. So LMStudio, you already know it now. You're expert in it. And we start the server. Here we're just going to use one model. So we can open the dashboard of LangFuse. You have access to it through the port 3000 of your local host. Here they give you also a link that you can click on it. So let's just click on it and have access to this dashboard. Okay, we're in the dashboard of LangFuse. We'll be able to trace all those LLM calls, and we're just going to open the right project. Check our article Creditizens. For the timestamps, this is from the 5th, but I'll be running at the end. I'll be running it twice actually. So we're gonna see two different articles doing the same twice and see the different output. So you have an overview of the consistency and the quality of it. So here we're going to create the image to illustrate this article very quick. Just fast forward it, use the logo of Shaker Houses that I found online. And we're going to save this image as a WebP. So taking less space. This is for the SEO and just a 60% quality. That's the quality we're going to use. Also to have a file which is not too heavy. Let's use a name, BWax Shaker Houses. I'm just going to put underscores. And the WebP 60%, and we download with a bit of vibrance. Okay, we got it. We're just going to fast forward the coding part. And after we're going to be seeing the details of the code. Before that, errors. I got some errors with LangFuse. I got some errors with the agents also because I'm using too many parameters. So the agent, they can't really find those parameters even if I'm using the Pydantic schema. Here I get also a LangFuse error. So you will have to debug several times. And I tell you some different tricks that I used in the code to not get the rate limiting, for example, or the iteration issue. So let's just open the file here using Nano. Some imports, Shopify, you need to import it, install it. Requests, JSON and base64, this is for the image if you want to use a Vision LLM. Environment variables, to monitor the LLM calls LangFuse. The LLMs, we have LangChain and Groq. Also OpenAI, I just extended it a bit. This is for my personal test. And the LangChain tools, and we have the CrewAI. That's what we're going to use. We also have environment variables with another one which is a dynamic environment variables that I'm going to use. It's a trick to get those variables passed into the functions. And we're going to use 4 different models, Mixtral 7B, Genma, and the 2 different Yamada, 3 models from Groq. We initialize the variables on LangFuse. Shopify also, we're going to initialize all the authentication tokens. The fields here, so the fields desired to be fetched from the API. So to not get too much fetched from the API, just going to select the field that we need. I'm just going to show you here in the environment variables. We cut in the fields. And here you can see we're just going to fetch the ID, the title, the body HTML, the product type, and the tags on the product. Here we got all the different blog categories saved into the environment variables. So those are numbers that I've created also dictionaries that I'm going to send to the LLM so you can choose the number and we will be able to fetch the right category from it. So let me show you here, for example, art. Art corresponds to this number. News to this number. So those are the different IDs of those categories. And after here we have some variables to get the product link, the call to action in our article. Because we have a product, we just created the product and we want the LLMs to just create an article for it using those personas, students, well-being seekers, and remote workers. So here we do the session. And after there are different functions that we're going to go through. Create the environment variables on the fly. Get the latest product, add it to the store. We're going to choose Groq for that. And here also we're using the decorator observe for LangFuse. Just some reminders. We get the new product information with this function. I'm going to go through it very quickly. It's a long file. This is the image functions, just to transform the image in the base64 to see if the image exists, to get the path of the image. I'm not using the Vision LLM, but I've incorporated into the code already. So is it valid? Convert the HTML to Markdown. Here, LLM, let's choose the block category. So that's where we're going to use LMStudio and send the dictionary with all the categories, and it's going to choose the number. Here we're going to create the hashtag for the article. So the hashtag creation. We're going to use Yama 370B for that, from Groq. Let's put a space here. After that, we have this wrapper function. This is to wrap the article with a disclaimer on the footer. And also we're gonna use this function here. So everything is HTML here, formatted already. And we're gonna use this function also to create the hashtags. One that I showed you before is gonna be used here. And after we're gonna return all the different parts to make this article posted. Okay, some different functions, extra function that we're not gonna use, but this one we're gonna use it. Get product information from the output of a task. So the output is a file. The file is formatted and we can get the information directly from the file, so we don't need to fetch the API again to get product information, image information. Here we get the outline information, the header, HTML article made. We create the final report, and here we upload the image. So to upload the image, it's a bit tricky, as Shopify documentation is not easy to understand. But we're using here the GraphQL endpoint. We need a staging URL, so an intermediary URL. And after that, we use this intermediary URL to actually upload our image. After that, when we upload the image, we're gonna get the URL of the image, or where it is. It is in content file section of the backend, but we need to check the file status. It is ready or not to be used. And we use this function inside here to check the file status, the file creation status, upload, let's say. And after that, we're pulling the file status using a while loop. And after that, we got the image uploaded on the URL. Okay, so here we're creating the excerpt of the article, the title of the article also using Groq, model YAMA3 8B, different models, creating a final report here, again another, and here we're creating the article. So this is the function actually which is going to create the article with different fields that we need. We need the blog ID, which is the blog category, the title, the body HTML, the author, the tags, the summary for the excerpt, and the image dictionary fields. Different tools. You see here I use so many different variables, but I got rid of it. I'm not using it. I'm just using environment variables that I'm creating on the fly, and the function is going to use it because the LLM was just confused about it and just creating different ones. So here I'm going to get all the information, article, the outline, the header, article, the HTML, and everything that we've seen before. So it's going to be used here. And at the end, we're going to create the article. This is the image dictionary. The width and the height has to be int, not the strings. So here we are just transforming those. The excerpt summary. And here is the article creation. And we're using everything here, putting all inside to post the article. So this is the tool. Another tool here. Here we can use the base model to do the Pydantic schema with the image folder, the field, the default value, and the description. And here it's going to be able to use it because it's just one parameter. It's easy. Here I'm using alt description that I just type. I just wrote it. But you can use an environment variable doing something like that. Image, alt, and description, and after you fetch the environment variable where you have set all your variables already. Or you can see just under it, it's commented out, but there is the the function for the Vision LLM. But in my computer, it takes too much time to generate. That's why I'm not using the LMStudio image description. So what I'm doing here, I just use a Vision call to create an alt description. Here we get the latest product tool. Same here, we use the base model, Agentic, persona, and store, and here we read the information. So different tools to read information from the files that the LLMs are going to need. Here the outline of the article is read. We set up the tools now using the structure tool by saying which function it is, the description, the argument schema, if there is any, post article, internet search, image description. So those are all the tools which are going to be passed to the agents. So we've seen the function, we've seen here how to create the tool for the agent, and now we're going to define the agent here. Agent definition. This is the product info fetcher. It's going to delegate, it's going to use Mixtral 7b from Groq. Always do the rate limit and the iteration limits. Delegation true is going to use Genma here for the internet search. Max iteration 6 and request per minute 3, image description. Delegation true, Mixtral 7b. So I had to adjust those numbers. You can see they don't have all the same numbers for the rate limits and the iterations. And I'll just show you here the different tools they're using. Okay, article outline creator. It's gonna read information, Yama 3. SEO IDA writer. It doesn't need any delegation anymore. Just need to read and create his article. And after this one is just to post. So I just ask to this agent to execute the tool. Very easy. Your goal is to execute the tool. That's it. Don't hallucinate and create anything. I've been struggling with this one. So max iteration 8. Define task. Different tasks. Fetch the product. Get the latest product. For each task here, we have an output file, as I showed you in the diagram at the beginning. Internet search, image description. Same here, article outline creation. So they all have a dedicated folder. HTML format article, final article. And here we are just using a sequential process. All the agents and the tasks. And here the sequential process. I'm not using the manager because I can't control the manager. And sometimes it's not good. Business logic. Here we're getting all the variables. This is the big function where we're going to set all the environment variables, the inputs for the LLMs that we can pass in the function when we're going to launch the LLM team, the agent team. And here this is the business logic function. So here are the agents starting. Kickoff class is going to take the input. It's all the variables, and at the end we just clear the session Shopify and flush the Langfuse contest. So when we start the app, the image path is going to be fetched from the environment variables, and we're going to upload the image. We get the link of the image, and after that we can start creating all those variables. Create those variables and we pass it to the agent in the business logic. Nice, you survive until here. After that we're going to go into the fun part of the video. So, should we have a break now? Let me just activate this to be ready. So at the beginning I started LangFuse. It's just to show you how to start LangFuse. But now, as I'm going to be running LangFuse to trace the different calls that I'm going to do after the break, I'm just going to be running it now. So the one was one day before, but this one is now. It's for the tutorial. So open it again. I want to show you something more here. You see how we have 36 calls, and here the models. You see, this is the model that I use for the vision. So you can set custom models, just to show you that. And here you get the Groq models, and you get also the LMStudio models that I'm using. So this is nice for your tracing. On the top, you'll be able to see a little mark showing you, tracing here. So I'm going to show you here, for example, the tracing when we do the whole stuff. So you have a vision in the future here. Get the latest product tool. So you see, we can see the prompts, the output, image description. Read the information here. Read another information, so you can see what the agents are doing, which tools they're using, and how the functions are nested. You see here, this is the disclaimer that I showed you before. Generate the hashtags. Convert HTML. You see, this is an HTML file, and it's going to be converted into Markdown here. So this is good to debug also, or to improve the application when using LLMs, because it can be complicated when using a lot of mini LLMs, mini small agents, as I'm doing. Okay. So in the second part of the video, I'll be showing you the different runs that we've done. So we did 2 different iterations for that. This one I wanted also to show you is the LLM chat call, the one calling LMStudio. First we call Groq to have the summary of the product, description. So we try to make it condensed. And after here we get the article summary sent to LMStudio, and you see here it's going to be able to output the blog category. Okay, now you've seen how cool is LangFuse. I can stop it. Docker Compose down, and let's have a break. So during the break, it's the good time to talk about a sponsor. Here, Chikara has this, and the GPTs. The most popular one is Kasam, and you can access those through the GPT store by just tapping Chikara. Okay, now it's time to go to the second part. I can suggest you also, while you're coding or working on your project, to go to this YouTube video, Cardano live charts, 15 minutes, very chill, nice music. That's for the music, I'm telling you that. It's really nice background music for that. First article iteration. So now let's do our first run. We're going to do 2 of those. And I believe that doing only one doesn't show you the consistency or how bad it is. So here you'll be able to see it, how it is. I'm not going to fast forward any part. So you're going to be also able to judge how long it takes. So we got a lot of information here. Just to say here that the image is uploaded first. Now that means that we have the link of the image. We got also here the product summary. So we already got the LLM called to summarize the product. This we need it to be fast and done quick. And after that we got LMStudio called. Can you return me the number representing the article category? With the product summary, and we send the dictionary that I've shown you before. Just let me remind you here. This is the dictionary that has been sent. You see with the block IDs, it's going to choose a number, an int number that is going to be returned to us. And we're going to use the rest of the function. I have a second dictionary just under it, which is going to be using the number to get the environment variable here. That's how we're going to fetch the blog ID. So the article is going to be posted in the right section. So now it's choosing. So this is interesting. Number 6, which is a bit weird. So 6 means safety. That's the safety section, which is weird, but here we have the input variables, which is going to be passed to the agent team. The first agent to work is the Shopify product info fetcher. It's going to fetch the information using the get product information tool. It's going to hallucinate as usual with an action that doesn't exist. Just show you something here, RPMs. Just to remind you that before we have set here, it's a trick. Make it small for the max request per minute, very small, so that it stops like that. You want to see this max request per minute reached, so that the agent can somehow reset and stop hallucinating or stop iterating, repeating the same errors. So that's a little trick that you can use. I found it very good in having it consistent. Now we got the output. And now this is the time to the agent searching through the internet to do that using the Groq Genma model. And now here we can see, you see it's repeating. When it's repeating like that and you have the space down there, you might get an error, but we didn't get the error because we have the max write per minute reached, which is going to stop everything. And that's what is good with that. It has hallucinated. It has created here an image folder that doesn't exist because this file, I don't have any PNG file. And the folder is just called ./images. There's nothing else. So you see here is talking about tools that doesn't exist. Or the tools that he's using internally to talk with the other agents, even if you use the sequential one, okay? He's gonna try to talk to those by creating functions. Here we can see he's talking about the different personas: well-being seekers, students, remote workers. Good. So now the workflow is continuing. Internet search is done. And now the article outline. So this is the image description that we got. So the alt description of the image. And now we have the article outline creator starting. It's going to first read to get some context before writing anything. Get the latest product also, information about the product. And we're going to stop it a bit to not get any errors. So it's good to use dictionaries. That I find that it's nice for the LLMs to understand the structure and to be able to read. JSON, dictionaries, Markdown. So from my experience, that's what I've seen is working well with the LLMs. Wait a few seconds. Okay. We got something out. Here's the revised outline. So the outline is done. I tried reusing the same input. I'm gonna stop using this action input. I'll try something else instead. Saying that, but the job is done. That means that the file is we got our file output, and that's what we need from him. So the next agent can work. But sometimes when you get iteration limit reached, the output of the file is going to be that sentence saying that the iteration limit is reached. So you'll get some errors like that. So this happened to me a lot, that I reached the iteration limit, and that when I check the file, there's nothing in the file other than the error message. So now the SEO IDA writer is going to start his work. You see the task output above is written agent stop due to iteration limit and time limit. This is his task output, even if you've seen the outline. So there's something wrong already here. I'm just going to check here if the IDA article was able to get our HTML file output. IDA, okay. Agent stop due to iteration limit. We got it twice. You see it here, down here. I'm just going to check the file, if the file is not empty. So we need to cut HTML. Okay, good. So at least we got the file. The output is there. And now we can see the post. This agent is going to just post the article, but we can see that there are some missing fields. So here we got the HTML SEO article made, but I used a lot of prints just to see what's going on. You see here we're missing the alt text. There's nothing. And here for the article outline, we got agent stopped due to iteration limit. That's what we've seen before. Okay. So the article is created, is present. And this is the report. This is internal reports that I just ask the LLM the agent to output. Let's go on the website. We check the image first. Okay, so the image is here. An example image. This is an alt text that we have by default at the beginning, but in the article it should be different. But as we've seen in the output of the agent, we didn't get any alt description, so there might be errors in the code also. It's not only the agent, it can be the way I coded the function also need to be fixed. So let's just check the article. At least here we have the title made. unlock the power of creativity and sustainability. So this shouldn't be in safety, shouldn't be in the safety section. That's what I found weird from the LMStudio one to choose the safety section, but at least we got the disclosure on the top, on the disclaimer. We got some bullet points. After here we got some links. This part here is part of those bullet points, but shouldn't be. We got the tags at the end of the article, hashtags, the excerpt, with this super title, SEO, made by an LLM, Unleash. When you see Unleash at the beginning is LLM, it should be product review, not safety, so I change the category, and you see here there's no alt description. Okay, so we have some different failures, but at least you've seen the process and how it goes, and you know now that it's possible to do that just using your computer. You see here agent stop, we don't have the outline, so the quality is not good, and we don't get the alt description. So the article posts, here we got the web search. So try to output as much as you can, to use print, state, try, and except also, so you can catch those errors and see what's going on. I'm just going to check environment variables also. So maybe there's some errors. No, it's all right. That's what I try to get, the blog category and the image URL. And this is the alt description that you've seen by default that we got here. Let me check those links. Okay. The thing is, the article is going to be published directly. There's some options if you want it to be published later, or if you want it to be hidden for human review first. But here I'm just using the publish one straight away. And I'm going to check those links and see, because I find it weird to have so many links. What have the agent team done for that? Okay, so this is normal. This is my links that I put from the footer. Okay, this is repeating the link of the product actually. Top 10 IDs for each one is going to be directing the reader to the product page, which is good. Yes, so we go to the product page. So there's the right one. So it takes a while to get those pictures in the product page as I'm running many stuff. But that's the one. We just need to fix this, because this footer section shouldn't be in the bullet points. So let's do a second article iteration. I'm just run it straight away and see what's gonna be the next article. Image uploaded. I checked also the functions for the alt description. So there were a little issue. I fixed it. So I'm not just running it actually. I fixed the error I made in the code. So we should be able now to get alt description. This is okay. Now we got the number 5, which is the product review, which is the right section, right? Doing a product review. We got this max request per minute reached, good for us, as it has started hallucinating again. We get the latest product from the product fetcher. And this one here, I don't know what he's saying. Final answer doesn't exist. We're at the beginning. Okay, so he's using his own schema. I didn't create any schema like that. It looks like a shell, I don't know, this little dollar in front of the variable. Okay, let's see what is going to be the output. It's going to be following the schema with the title, the description, the product tags, kind of bullet points. And there's also an article creation advice. Okay, so we see it's formatted the way that the agent has decided to format it, like that. It has followed, has been a bit creative here. Really good. Okay, task output, VBNet, what's that? Okay, internet search. Good is searching for each of the personas, students, well-being seekers, and remote workers. Image description. We got here the alt description. The second time is running a bit quicker than the first one. We got the article outline creator. So maybe agents have finally understood how to do. It's going to be reading first before creating the outline of the article. Outline created. This is the output. So we got it this time. And now the SEO IDA writer is going to be able to do his job. What I found is that there is always one agent which is not doing his job properly, using those little LLMs. I believe that using Claude LLMs or OpenAI or Perplexity, you would get amazing outputs. But the 7 billion parameters ones, not sure. That's why I'm mixing. I'm using different LLMs from Groq also to not get the issue of reaching a limit of tokens per, there's a limit of tokens that you can request. So this can also stop your agent workflow. So using different LLMs will help you to not get that kind of issues. And you get kind of independent outputs. Here we get the SEO, it's HTML formatted. It's a bit weird because it had kept the markdown, but okay. So you see it's not perfect. And now it's going to be posting. This is the agent and the outputs that we get. We get everything output. That's good. Unlock the power, 10 creative ways to boost creativity. That's the title. Yes, the article has been posted successfully. Please go to Shopify to verify. Let's go. Let's check this image. That's the same. So I've deleted the image that we had before. So this is the one here that we have just run. TXPM46. Unlock the power of PWAX. Palettes. We got our title. So it's an independent title from the one created down there. Disclosure, just to say that it's created by AI. Okay. Introduction, are you looking for natural and creative way? Okay, for students. So here is using a format question answer. And as you can see, we get those, this is not good. So we have the hashtags. Let's see what's the link behind this. Is it the right call to action? Is it an hallucinating one? No, that's good. This is the right link. At least we got a good link. Now this part is separated, not part of the body. So this is the footer. And we got all the hashtags down there. We got the excerpt with the tags on the right block section. Product reviews, not safety. The SEO, and here we got our image alt text, which is amazing. This is nice. So the only issue here is that we got some markdown. Let's just check on the website, how does it look? Looks like. Let's decline this. We got our image. It's a bit weird. We got the title. It's nice, published. It looks nice. Okay, question answer. I think this is good because nowadays people don't like to read anyway. They like to get the information quick. A question, an answer. A title, a question, and answer. That's it. A conclusion, a call to action. Maybe that's the new formula. All right. So you've seen how you can use those tutorials that we did in the past in a real case scenario. So maybe you can create your own app, your own backend using your preferred coding style, coding language, and maybe start freelancing like that on Upwork or Fiverr. Or you can just propose services for Shopify owners, Shopify shop owners, and tell them that you can create personalized articles for them that might need a human review if you don't want to pay. If you don't want to pay OpenAI. If you want to pay OpenAI, I believe you can get a quality article from the first go or the second one. But you'll need to have a human review before posting the article, I believe. But this can streamline your work and make it easier to have also a boilerplate. So an article already made that you're going to just come and review and add what is missing, just to make it more human, having more, fitting more the brand. All right, I'm gonna stop here. Hope that you like this video and see you next time. Please like and subscribe.